What's up guys, Sal here. So even though we're more than 4 months away from the Unpacked event for the Galaxy S22, leakers are already out in full force indicating that the Galaxy S22 will be a full-fledged gaming machine masquerading as a phone. But before that, let's talk about the addition of a new hardware feature on the S22 and S22 Plus that will make the camera experience better than the S21. You see, some of you might find this surprising, but the S21 and S21 Plus only offers 1.1x optical zoom capability. That's right, just 1.1x pure optical zoom. So to offset this shortcoming, Samsung used a 64 megapixel sensor and cropped into the image to offer their 3x hybrid optical zoom. For those of you who don't know, optical zoom is always better than hybrid because it gets up close and personal by using an actual lens adjustment without sacrificing any quality. The hybrid zoom on the S21 just crops the image to zoom in, and while the images come out good because of the high megapixel count, but if there was a dedicated 3x optical zoom hardware, then the quality would have been even better. Thankfully, that's not going to be the case with the S22 and S22 Plus, because Galaxy Club reports that the handsets will get a proper 3x 10 megapixel optical zoom camera. In fact, it seems like it's the same 3x zoom camera we have on the S21 Ultra that's also expected to land on the S22 Ultra. So coupled with a big 50 megapixel main sensor, the cameras on the S22 and S22 Plus will see a significant improvement in hardware. With that said, it's guaranteed at this point the S22 lineup will have Amd Gpu. We've heard a lot about this in the past few months. Rumored to have console level features like ray tracing and variable rate shading, the GPU is more than capable of blowing any modern day mobile GPU out of the water. That showed in various graphics benchmarks where it outperformed Apple's and Qualcomm's best GPU offerings. Today we have yet another benchmark leak that paints the same picture. The latest benchmark test run shows the Amd GPU is around 1.5 times faster than A14 on iPhone 12. If you've noticed, the Amd GPU has performed slightly worse than the last time. Well, the likely reason for that is cooling. It was reported a while ago that Samsung would use a vapor chamber cooling system for the S22 lineup instead of graphite on the S21. But the upper management at Samsung is suggesting the mobile division to continue using graphite cooling solution to keep the cost down. Samsung's mobile head didn't make a decision yet, so we don't know what cooling solution we're gonna get on the S22. But it's possible Samsung could have used graphite for this test run, and to keep the temperatures low, they might have reduced the power limits. But nonetheless, these numbers are still way more than the competition, and likely it's enough to keep even the upcoming iPhone 13's A15 chip at bay. Anyway, One UI 4 will also have system level improvements to take advantage of the Amd GPU, and it seems the launch is pretty near, at least in the beta form. Samsung has released a new version of the One Hand Operation Plus app on the Galaxy Store, and its changelog mentions Android 12 support, which means the beta version of One UI 4 will likely launch in September with Android 12. Of course, do consider subscribing for all the latest tech news, and as always, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.